Section 1. In the distant reaches of the galaxy, the Galactic Council, a formidable assembly of various alien species, was known for wielding influence over planets and civilizations far and wide. Among their many tasks was dealing with creatures of great power that posed a threat to the galaxy's stability. Foremost among these was the Wretch-Tar, a colossal and deadly predator revered as the apex war predator. For centuries, the Wretch-Tar was kept under control through confinement, respected and feared by all Council species. This balance was soon disrupted by the arrival of Dr. Leo Hayes, a xenobiologist from Earth. Leo had earned a reputation on Earth as an expert in alien physiology and behavioral science, but to many members of the Galactic Council, he was just another naive human, a species they considered fragile and uninformed. Leo had been granted special access to Zoran Prime, a planet that housed the Wretch-Tar's containment field, as part of an intergalactic research exchange program. To him, it was an opportunity to learn about this magnificent predator. When Leo landed on Zoran Prime, he was greeted by Celera, a stern and highly respected council leader with a vested interest in maintaining order. She gave Leo a disdainful glance, unsure of his ability to handle the responsibility. Behind Celera stood a group of dignitaries and officials from various council species, all curious and somewhat skeptical about the presence of a human in their midst. "Welcome, Dr. Hayes," Celera greeted him curtly. "I hope you understand that this creature is no mere subject for study. It is a force of nature, tamed only by our most advanced containment technology." Leo, however, remained undeterred. He looked at Celera and her entourage, his eyes brimming with curiosity and determination. "I've studied creatures considered dangerous on Earth as well. My intention is not to control but to understand." Celera raised an eyebrow but said nothing more. She led him to the containment area where the Wretch-Tar was kept. As Leo approached, he was struck by the creature's sheer size and power. The Wretch-Tar's body was covered in iridescent scales that reflected the dim light, and its eyes burned with intelligence and ferocity. It paced restlessly within the containment field, radiating a sense of coiled energy, waiting to be unleashed. Without hesitation, Leo took out a small device, a universal translator he had modified to understand the basic sounds and growls of various alien species. He cautiously approached the containment field and greeted the Wretch-Tar, introducing himself. The council members watched with bated breath, half expecting the creature to attack. To their astonishment, the Wretch-Tar didn't react with violence. Instead, it paused, observing Leo with what could only be described as a spark of curiosity. Leo's calm demeanor and steady gaze seemed to unsettle the alien officials even more than the Wretch-Tar's subdued behavior. He began speaking to the creature, his voice soft yet confident, as he explained his purpose for being there, not to dominate but to learn and communicate. Celera and the others looked on in disbelief. They had always viewed the Wretch-Tar as a creature to be controlled, a force to be contained. Yet here was a human interacting with it, not with fear but with understanding. Some council members murmured in disapproval, while others felt an unsettling admiration for Leo's approach. He had defied their expectations, and in doing so, he had planted the seeds of doubt in their minds about humanity's true potential. Section 2. After that fateful encounter, Leo's relationship with the Wretch-Tar became the talk of the council. The encounter had challenged long-standing beliefs, and whispers circulated through council chambers about Leo's unconventional methods. Leo, however, was not interested in politics or fame. He was there for the science and the discovery, determined to communicate with the creature and learn about its psychology and potential for intelligence. Over the next few days, Leo spent every available moment near the containment field. Armed with his translator and observational tools, he began to study the Wretch-Tar's behavior patterns, noting the subtle shifts in its posture and vocalizations in response to his presence. The alien officials who observed him were equal parts fascinated and wary, wondering if the human's persistence would eventually lead to disaster. As Leo continued his studies, he made a groundbreaking discovery. The Wretch-Tar was not as feral and unintelligent as the council had assumed. It demonstrated behaviors that indicated complex problem-solving skills and even a degree of empathy. Leo observed it imitating his gestures and sounds, a breakthrough that suggested the creature was capable of understanding him on some level. Encouraged by this progress, Leo decided to push the boundaries. He proposed temporarily lowering the containment field to allow a direct interaction with the Wretch-Tar. The council members were horrified by the suggestion, warning Leo that such recklessness could endanger everyone on Zoran Prime. But after much debate, they reluctantly agreed to a controlled test, placing armed guards on high alert. As the containment field was lowered, the Wretch-Tar stepped forward, towering over Leo. The council officials held their breath, ready to intervene at any moment. But Leo stood his ground, his gaze calm and unwavering. He extended his hand, holding a small earth-grown plant that he offered to the creature as a gesture of peace. The Wretch-Tar sniffed the offering, then took it with surprising gentleness. The tension in the air was palpable as it examined the plant, making low, rumbling sounds that Leo's translator picked up as words of curiosity and acceptance. The creature's posture relaxed, and for a moment, there was an unspoken bond between human and predator, a silent understanding that transcended species. For the council, this was an unprecedented sight. Leo had not only avoided death, but had earned the Wretch-Tar's trust. For the first time, they saw humanity in a new light, as a species capable of bridging gaps they had long thought insurmountable. Section 3. The trust between Leo and the Wretch-Tar continued to deepen, much to the chagrin of certain council factions who saw humanity's influence as a threat. A rogue group of council members, fearing the Wretch-Tar could become an asset for humans, sabotaged the containment system, hoping to provoke the creature into attacking Leo. As alarms blared and containment fields failed, chaos erupted in the observation arena. Guards scrambled to secure the area, weapons drawn, but Leo held up a hand, signaling them to stand down. He looked into the Wretch-Tar's eyes, sensing its distress but also a glimmer of understanding. The Wretch-Tar let out a fierce, protective roar that sent a shockwave through the arena, but it did not attack. Instead, it positioned itself defensively in front of Leo, protecting him from any perceived threat. The rogue council members were taken aback by the Wretch-Tar's loyalty to the human, and the incident sparked a heated debate among council members. Some argued for stricter containment measures, while others, like Celera, began to see the value in Leo's approach. She advocated for giving Leo more freedom to work with the creature, reasoning that humanity's unique perspective might offer insights they had overlooked. In the days that followed, Leo continued his sessions with the Wretch-Tar, now with Celera's full support. The creature responded to Leo's guidance, learning to control its aggression and communicate through simple gestures and sounds. The council, once skeptical, watched in awe as the Wretch-Tar displayed behaviors that seemed almost domesticated. Celera, who had initially doubted humanity's place in the galaxy, began to champion Leo's work, pushing the council to re-evaluate their approach to interspecies relations. The once feared predator had become a symbol of unity, and Leo's success inspired other council species to consider peaceful cooperation over enforced containment. Section 4. The alliance between Leo and the Wretch-Tar was soon put to the ultimate test. A hostile alien force, previously unknown to the Galactic Council, launched a sudden attack on Zoran Prime, aiming to seize control of its resources. The Council forces were caught off guard, unprepared for the scale and ferocity of the assault. Desperate for a solution, the Council turned to Leo and the Wretch-Tar, knowing they were their last hope. With Leo's guidance, the Wretch-Tar stood as the vanguard against the invading forces. Together, they faced down the enemy with a combination of strength and strategy, each movement coordinated to maximize their effectiveness. Leo directed the Council forces while the Wretch-Tar tore through the enemy ranks, demonstrating a loyalty and discipline that no one had ever imagined. As the battle raged on, the Wretch-Tar's presence turned the tide. Its ferocity, tempered by Leo's influence, became a symbol of resilience and courage. The Council forces, inspired by the bond between human and predator, rallied and fought with renewed vigor, pushing back the invaders. In the aftermath of the battle, the Galactic Council held a ceremony to honor Leo and the Rechtar. Celera presented him with a council medal, a symbol of unity and peace, acknowledging humanity's capacity to bridge divides and tame the seemingly untamable. The Rechtar, once a creature of terror, now stood proudly beside Leo, a testament to the power of understanding and compassion. Leo looked out over the assembled council members, his heart filled with gratitude and hope. He had not only earned the trust of a deadly predator but had changed the course of galactic history, proving that humanity's strength lay not in its weapons, but in its ability to connect, to empathize, and to forge alliances in the unlikeliest of places.